Hello, this is the Higher Digital Literacy series made in partnership with the St. Paul Neighborhood Network. In this video, we'll be giving you an introduction to the different applications in the Google Suite. This video is one half of a two-part intro into the Google Suite, and part 2 will walk you through the basics of Google Drive. The G Suite or Google Suite is a set of free computer applications provided by Google, the same company that runs the search engine. This guide will focus on Google's Chrome, Calendar, Drive, Docs, Forms, Jamboard, and Meet. These apps will allow you to browse the internet, schedule meetings and appointments, store files in the cloud, create documents, spreadsheets, and fillable forms, brainstorm with colleagues, and host meetings. The Google Suite is free and uses the same login for every application. Nothing is stored locally on your computer. It's all stored in Google servers and accessed through the internet. That means you can access your files on any computer with an internet connection, and if your personal computer is lost, stolen, or damaged, you will still have access to all of your files. Another important part of the Google Suite is Gmail, which we talk about in the Introduction to Gmail video. So please check that out if you want to get started on Gmail. For now, we can start delving into these different apps. Feel free to follow along with your Google account, pause the video, and rewind as you need to. Google Chrome is the gateway to the rest of the Google Suite applications. This program is a web browser that gives you access to the internet. You can find the icon on your desktop and it will look like this one. If you don't see it there, you can also click on Finder for Macs or the Start menu in the left corner of your Windows computer. You should be able to see all of your applications and find Google Chrome, or you can type the name into the search bar and it should come up. This will open a new Chrome window and you'll see some version of this homepage. The image or background might be different, but you'll always see the address bar up top, your search box below that, and these two icons in the corner. To browse the internet, type in a specific web address in the address bar. It will start with www and end with something like .com, .org, or .edu. If you want to open a second browsing tab, you can click the New Tab button up here to open another page in this same window. This makes it easier to have several web applications open at once. So you can have a tab open for Gmail, another one for Calendar, and another one for Drive. In the far corner, this icon will show you if you're signed into your Google account or if you need to sign in. You can click the icon to sign in with your email address and password. Signing into Chrome allows you to access Gmail and the rest of the Google Suite without having to sign in again and again to every single app. So once you're signed in, you can go ahead and click on this square icon to see the Google Suite menu. So the first tab is Account. That's where you can see the info you entered when you made your account, and you can change details like your name, photo, or phone number. You can also look at other settings and see things like how much space is left on your account. Beside that is the Search tab, which will pretty much bring you back to where you started. So this is where you can search the web for info or any specific website just by typing in words. So now we're going to move on to look at some of the other apps in the Google Suite. One option you'll see here is Google Calendar. So when you click on the calendar icon, the one with the number on it, you'll be brought to your virtual calendar. Just like a physical calendar, this is a way to keep track of meetings, deadlines, and appointments. Since it's virtual, one advantage is that you can give members of your household or coworkers the ability to see your calendar from their devices, and you can also see their calendars. This is a great way to stay aware of their schedules and make finding times to meet a little easier. If you download the Google Calendar to your smartphone or tablet and sign in, your calendar will sync across all devices so that you can see your calendar no matter which device you use to make changes. So when it comes up, it will show you the week you are currently on. You'll see the month at the top, and then the individual days below that, and the current day should be highlighted in blue. Now, if you want to see next week or last week, go to where the month is written and you should see 2 arrows beside it. This is how you can navigate going forward or back in time. Another thing you can change is if instead of seeing 1 week at a time, you prefer to see the whole month or the whole year, go to the corner and you'll see the word week. Click on that and you'll get a bunch more options. So to see the whole year, you can click year. To see the whole month, click month, and etc. If you scroll too far ahead and you want to go back to the current date, just click on the word today, which is in the left corner next to the arrows. That drop-down menu with the different viewing options also has the word schedule. If you click on schedule, the only dates that appear are those that have events attached to them. So you can see everything in your upcoming schedule. The calendar automatically marks holidays, so unless you've already added events, that should be all that appears. So now we can talk about creating events. To make an event, you can either click directly on the day you are planning the event, or you can go to this giant Create button on the left. This little window will open up so you can add in the details. First, give the event a title, like Dentist Appointment, or Jackie and Amelia Video Meeting. If the time and date that GCal came up with aren't correct, then fix them. If you click on the day, you can find the correct day on this tiny calendar. And then you can click on the start and end times to change those too. Double check and make sure you're choosing the right time of day, AM or PM. After that, if your event involves another person, you want to add their email address here. That way, they'll get an invite and be able to save this date on their GCal too. To make an event without guests, just skip that field. For a video meeting, click the blue Add Google Meet Video Conferencing button. If you're meeting in person, you can add an address in the Add Location section. After that, you have the option to add a little note, like an agenda or a greeting, or any details that you want your guests to remember. You can also drag a file into this field and attach it to the meeting invite. When everything looks right, click Save, and if you invited guests to the event, a window will pop up asking if you want to send them a GCal reminder, and you should click Send so they can get an email in their inbox inviting them to this event. Those are the basic functions, and also when you have the initial event window open, if you click on More Options at the bottom, this bigger page will open up and just give you a few more extra options, like changing the formatting on the message or changing the color of this event on your calendar. You'll also see this box that says Does Not Repeat. If this is a one-time event, then you can leave that as it is. But if you click on it, you can specify that this is a recurring event. So something that happens every week at this time. That way you can specify if this repeats daily, monthly, weekly, only twice a week, or on whatever specific days you need it to. Beside that is an unchecked box that says all day. If your event happens at a specific time, you do not want this box checked. You only want to check this box for events that are literally all day. So for example, someone's birthday is an all-day event, but their birthday party is not. So if their party starts at 7, you probably want to write that in as a reminder. Over here on the right, you can see that you have the ability to control what your guests can see and do. So you can allow them to change the event, to invite others to join, and you can control whether or not they can see who else you invited by checking and unchecking these boxes. Google Meet is Google's free video conferencing app. You can use it alongside Gmail and Google Calendar to make it easy to schedule and host video meetings with up to 100 guests. To use it, you need a computer or another device with a camera, and you also need a strong internet connection so you don't have any problem seeing, hearing, or communicating with others on the call. The easiest and most common way to access Google Meet is through your Google Calendar. So you want to go back to your Google Calendar and create an event or a meeting. You want to add some guests and decide on a time and date for the meeting. When that's done, click the blue Add Google Meet Video Conferencing button and send the invitation. When it's time to join the meeting, you and your guests simply open the calendar event and click the blue Join with Google Meet button. You'll be entered into the waiting room of the call where you can check your audio and video to make sure everything is working okay. When you're ready, click Join Now to enter the meeting. Another way to access Meet is through your Gmail account or the Google homepage. So when you click on that square of dots in the right corner, one of the apps that comes up says Meet, and it's a colorful camera in the third row. This page will open up when you click that, giving you the option to either start a new meeting right now, create a link for a meeting at another time, or you can schedule the meeting in GCal. If you choose Create a Meeting for Later, a window will pop up with a link for you to copy and share with your guest. Anyone who has that link can click on it and join the meeting. If you choose to start an instant meeting, you'll be entered into a virtual meeting by yourself. A window with the option to add others will appear on the screen. Enter email addresses into that field to invite people, or copy the link provided and share it in other ways. This works if you have planned the meeting in advance with people, or you can let them know that you're sending the link right then. People are much more likely to come if they know about the meeting beforehand. So once you're in a meeting, you have a couple of control options. At the bottom here, you can choose to have your video camera on or off. You can also choose to mute your microphone. If you are in a meeting with several people and you are not speaking, it's polite to mute yourself just so the background noise doesn't become distracting. And when you're ready to leave the meeting, just click the red handset icon. So that concludes part 1 of our intro into the Google Suite. Next, we'll delve into the basics of Google Drive apps, including Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, and Jamboard.